We saw when we drew our shapes out that some of them come pre-loaded, effectively, with a text box, such as the captions. They already have the ability to take text. However, sometimes you may want to put text onto your page that doesn't just involve clicking into the next paragraph and typing. You might want a box of text up in the corner or as an insert. Now we can insert text in really two ways, either as a text box or by adding text to an existing shape object. So if we want a text box, we simply go to Insert, Shapes, and the text box tool is here in the basic shapes section. It's this rectangle with a little A in. So if we give that a click, we find we have a crosshair and we can click and drag just as we've done for any of the other objects, and that will create as a basic rectangle that we can then type in. I can type in this text box and it will stay where I want it to. Because it's just an object, just like any of the other shapes, I can resize it, small or large. I can rotate it. Now you can't rotate text in a paragraph, but if you put that text in a text box, you can then rotate it and obviously move it about the page so that it stands in a different location, looks crazy even. Now that's just adding a text box. So that's Insert, Shapes, choose the text box tool and you'll get a rectangle that you can then type in and move about as a normal shape. Alternatively, you might want to add text to an existing shape. For example, our banner here. That's just a banner, but it would be quite nice if we could type some text across there. Well, we can do that by adding text to the shape. And you add text to the shape by right-clicking and choosing Add Text. And you'll see then a cursor appears right in the middle, because the default is for center alignment, and we can say Happy Birthday, for example. Now, text that you place both in a text shape or a text box is just text and can be formatted. So we could highlight the Happy Birthday and change the font from the little pop-up until it fits and suits how we want it. So let's go for red on blue in bold, maybe even a little bit bigger to fit my banner. So I then have a Happy Birthday banner. So that's not a text box on top of my banner. It is part of the banner, and I can move that around and the text will stay with it. The same really is the case for any of your shapes, your heart even. Right click, add text, and the text comes across the middle. Now the only problem with this text here is it's too large to fit, so let's highlight it all and drop the font size. You can see the gap is quite large there as well. Page layout, move the gap down to nothing. I love you. Let's make it a bigger heart, which will then allow us to make the text a bit bigger. Even change the case. So everything you can do to text, you can do to that text within the text component of an object. Whether that's a straightforward text box as we demonstrated here, or another object that has had text added to it. And that's simply right click, add text, and you then have the ability to type text into the shape. Notice that the alignment will always be center aligned by default, and the text color will be the default text color for that particular shape, all of which is controllable.